Welcome to the unknown, and welcome to Dying Light 1. Dying Light 1 is such a well-known game, and it holds a special place in a lot of people's heart for how amazing this game truly was. This game is over 10 years old now. And the fact that it's over 10 years old, and it still holds up amazingly. It's still, and might just be, one of the best zombie survival game experiences to ever exist. And I mean that. I know there's a lot of good zombie games out there with a lot to offer. But when you want a good zombie game, there's a lot of little details that come together. A lot of little details that can be good to make a zombie game really, really good. Now, when all of those details happen to all perfectly work together, you get a game like Dying Light 1. And this game definitely managed to make that work. So, how and why exactly is Dying Light 1 as good as it is? See, one of the main features about a zombie game is, I feel like people seem to forget that zombies are horror. They're scary. It's meant to be scary. Dying Light 1 gives you that horrifying experience that you want when you're playing a zombie game. The first nighttime in Dying Light 1 is such an iconic moment for anybody who's played this and they remember it. And compare it to Dying Light 2, its own sequel. The nighttime in this is way, way more terrifying than the nighttime in that. And it's just because of the atmosphere this game gives off. It has such a unique atmosphere. The game feels like it's apocalyptic. It feels like there's zombies everywhere. You feel alone. It feels terrifying, haunting. But at the same time, the world feels so alive because there's always something happening. And it helps with the amazing atmosphere this game gives off, with the constant sounds in the distance, whether that's screaming, clashing sounds, things falling, exploding, zombies. There's always something you can hear in the distance. And then the game is actually beautiful for being over 10 years old. This looks great. And if we got like a revamp, like a remastered version of this, I could imagine this would be better than Dying Light 2. But with the amazing graphics, the amazing atmosphere, and not to mention the soundtrack that is just so iconic. You hear that music coming in, that Dying Light 1 menu music, it hits hard. So you got all these things, and it gives you such a good experience. That's the experience you get from Dying Light 1. Now, that wasn't even me explaining all of its exact features. Like, number one, yes, the game has a lot of scariness to it, but the actual gameplay is fantastic as well. You have such a wide variety of weapons you can do, because you can put mods on your weapons, you can put blueprints on your weapons. There's tons of different types of weapons, all with different rarities. You can get gold weapons, which are the best you can possibly get. You can get the legendary weapons, and then you can get weapons that just simply look cool, like ones that have like this glowing look to it. And this massive variety of weapons really makes the game fun, because you get choice on what exactly you want to use. Let's see if I can craft something right now, just to give you an example. So we'll craft an all-in-one. Okay, and then can we upgrade this? We already got a clicker mod on it. Okay. Alright. So, just an example of how simple the crafting is. It works very well. Then the game has pretty simple looting system that doesn't really need much more work. You just simply find crates and you loot them for your stuff, for materials to continue on. Then there's, I believe there's a sense option. Yeah, if you hold down, well, at least on PlayStation, it's you hold down X. You kind of get this survivor's sense to help you figure out where stuff is for the looting, which makes it a lot easier. And then, as you can see, the combat's simple, but it's fun. And you can put your own little twist to it. You can use your grappling hook, which the grappling hook of Dying Light 1 is such an iconic grappling hook. Makes you feel like Spider-Man or Batman with just zipping around like that. The grappling hook in Dying Light 2 just didn't live up. They went for more of a realistic approach, whereas having that perfect mix between the game being scary and giving off such a terrifying atmosphere, but also having that really fun, intense gameplay that you'd be looking for, that they just clash so well, mesh so well, not clash, they mesh so well together. And then that's when we get into the maps. The maps of Dying Light 1 are just, they're amazing. They worked out so well. Whereas Dying Light 2's map feels very unmemorable. Whereas this feels very memorable. Like, one of the most notable locations I can think of is the bridge, where there's just hordes upon hordes of zombies. And this map, it just has such the perfect feel to it. It feels perfect for a zombie game. Whereas Dying Light 2 and a lot of other zombie games, the maps just don't really live up to exactly how you want them to be. Which is very unfortunate. The map is a very important thing in a zombie game. Then there's obviously the parkour. Yes, the parkour did get revamped in the second game. But the parkour in the first game is still fantastic. It's simple, but it works. So here we are, we're pulling up to the bridge, just so I can just show you this intense location. Notice the bridge, where it just gets filled with zombies over time. So, as you can see, just a little right now. But then as you get closer to this 500 plus car pileup, there is an unbelievable amount of zombies. And this bridge is so iconic. There isn't a location like this that I can just remember off the top of my head in Dying Light 2. It just keeps getting more and more. And then you got these police vans, which are amazing to loot. And this is a great place to come for loot in the game, to farm. And then when you cross the bridge over here, there's actually even more loot. On this side of the bridge, you have amazing loot. You can't even grapple hook to it. You have to do some sort of parkour on the way there, like up these and then ride down that. And that's pretty much your best way to actually get over to that other side. And then it's full of amazing stuff. So this location alone is just shows how amazing the map is. Okay. Now, another thing that I feel like is important to mention, well, not mention, but show, as I've talked about it, is the nighttime experience in Dying Light 1. So, we're gonna make this nighttime, and I'm gonna go for a little run, just to show you just how the experience can be and how terrifying it can get. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do another quick showing of the other two maps that this game has to offer. We're not gonna go too heavily in depth into them. I just wanted to show the things about this game and why it still might be the best zombie experience. So, we are going to switch to nighttime right now. Here we are, Dying Light 2 nighttime. So, right off the bat, just the sound, the atmosphere changes, the noises, and it looks so different. It's so unbelievably dark. But you get these flickering lights and fire spots in the distance, and that is what you use to see. And your flashlight is great, it works. This is the nighttime experience of Dying Light. And if you're playing in a harder difficulty, like Nightmare Mode, which I have done before and done videos on, the scary volatiles, the scary zombies, if you've never played Dying Light, there's a terrifying creature and zombie called the Volatile, and they are way scarier than any other zombie. Let's see if we can show a Volatile. And Volatiles in Dying Light 1 were just built different. They ain't the same in Dying Light 2. There's one. There's a menacing presence they give off. That's how it looks with no light. Look at him coming up the stairs. Let's give him a good old smack. Oh shit, okay. We've already started it. They run so fast and you can hear them behind you and it's absolutely traumatizing. They're actually faster than you, fun fact. And they hit hard and do heavy damage. It is terrifying. Okay. So the only way to actually escape them is to outsmart them and run, or fight them, because they are so much faster than you. And these chases were so much harder than the chases in Dying Light 2. Just hearing them behind you is already enough to terrify you. Oh, shh. Okay. That is my quick example of a nighttime chase. They are traumatizing. But now that you've seen that, I think it's time we show you the other maps. The first one is part of the main story, and it's called Old Town. So, let's go there right now. Here we are, in the map known as Old Town. Completely different atmosphere as the first map, but still good. It has a whole different experience, as it looks obviously very different, and even the sounds in the background are slightly changed. So the fact that you have two amazing locations that you can play this game in, just stock, like default, no DLC. You have two great locations to play the game. Two maps, both great. Whereas certain games have one map that isn't even good. So that alone is such an awesome opportunity. And then, not to mention, you have this iconic drop kick that is probably one of the best drop kicks ever done in a video game. It is so fun, and it is so destructive and so overpowered. It just obliterates anything in its path. miss. Oh shit. Well, as I don't want to spoil too much and I want a lot of everyone's experience on this game to be their own, I just wanted to showcase the different maps a little bit. So, this was just a quick little showing of it, a little bit of what it has to offer, some of its amazing details. But anything else, I think, is going to be up to you to check out yourself. So, now to travel to the DLC location we get offered, called The Following. Here we are in The Following DLC. I want to apologize for the beeping in the background. I honestly don't know what it is. But the cool thing with The Following is you get a vehicle drive, which is probably one of the most memorable parts, and it is a lot of fun. So we're just going to drive around The Following map just to show you a little bit of what it is. Now obviously it is less condensed, there's less buildings and areas to do lots of parkour and run around, but that's why you now have a vehicle. And there still is many locations where you can do parkour and drive around. It has little cities and towns throughout, little sections of houses like you're seeing right here. But having this opportunity to do this with your vehicle is like an amazing experience. The Following gives you that same feeling you get from the rest of DyingLight, but adds a little more of its own uniqueness to it. Honestly, could be one of the best DLCs I think ever released for a game. You get what you pay for. It offers a large amount of content and just enjoyment, whereas some DLCs that you purchase don't offer much enjoyment at all and just suck, and don't feel worth your time or money. This is not that case. And honestly, the map is quite large. It's surprising how big this map actually is. So we're gonna take a look quickly to show you how big this map is. I'm just going to try to get to, let's say, that tower. We also have a boost, which is great. So you know what, let's get even higher up. So, if you look at the map and you zoom out, the Following map is quite big. And I don't even have every section of it explored. Like this right here is a city. And it feels quite big when you're in it. So, another great thing about this game is the co-op is really fun. You can play co-op with your friends and it runs smoothly and runs great. So, as we kind of close off this video here, I've shown you a little bit of nighttime, and I talked about the general experience you get from playing this game, along with the 3 amazing maps and some of the great features of its gameplay. Now, obviously, I could go into detail on a lot more things with this game. There's so many things I could go into detail about and talk about. But a lot of it I feel like is best experienced yourself for your first time if you've never played this, or if you have played this but haven't played it in a while, go back and play it. It's a very amazing game, and I feel like unfortunately its sequel didn't live up. Now, I'm not saying DyingLight 2 is bad. As people know, I've played lots of DyingLight 2 on my channel, and I have talked good things about it. I have talked bad things about it, but it's not the same as DyingLight 1. This is potentially the ultimate zombie survival experience. And with the new upcoming kind of game, spin-off game that DyingLight Techland is releasing called DyingLight the Beast, where it brings back our character that I'm currently playing, Kyle Crane, and looks like it's going to bring back a similar terrifying atmosphere that you get from DyingLight 1, and we're going to get that, but with some of DyingLight 2's modernized gameplay. So if those can perfectly mesh well together, we might finally have a game that actually beats DyingLight 1's zombie survival experience. So with that coming soon and people being excited about it, I'm excited for it, and I will check that out as soon as I possibly can. This is Dying Light 1, and I heavily suggest you try it out if you haven't. Or if you have, just go play it again. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you on the next one.